Hey guys, Hypergon here, and today we are going to be doing a LEGO how to build video on my LEGO Olympic, LEGO Titanic, and LEGO Britannic. We're going to go layer by layer and I'll show you how to build them. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to go over is the red part of the hulls. And it's basically the same on all the ships. So yeah, we'll go over, this is the Olympics hull I think. So yeah, it's pretty simple to build. I've built it by using these plates, and I've been putting these red 2x4s on top of it. And now for this one you want to do about 5 of them. That's how long this part is going to be. And then 2 of them on the edges. Or 1 on each edge. So yeah, it's pretty simple. And if you're building all 3 ships, we'll build 3 of them. And if you're ever going to use any of these long pieces, you want to make sure that you know which one's going to be Titanic's, because Titanic, of course, broke in half. And if you want yours to break in half, you need to have it set up in the right place. So it's going to break apart about here. So I put only a 2x4 tile there instead of a 2x8. So yeah, after that it's just really simple. So yeah, next part. Alright guys, so the next part is going to be the rest of the hull. I'll show up Olympics again as an example. So you're going to build it out 1 stud on each side. So you're going to need some more extra pieces on the inside to cover for that. Anyway, so you can either make it all black if you have the pieces, or, this is what I use since I don't have enough pieces, is you can use some orange and gray pieces on the inside. That way, if the inside's ever seen, it looks like it's part of the ship. And yeah, so you'll do like this for all of them, except for the Britannic. You're going to make it white, because the Britannic was a hospital ship. And then, here's another thing, I don't have the pieces to do, but if you had them, what you could do is, instead of using these white plates, what you could do is instead of using the white bricks, you could use a white plate, put a green plate on top of that, then another white plate. It would take so many pieces, so I do not recommend doing it, but it would make it more look like a hospital ship. So yeah. And one more thing before we move on, with the Titanic, you want to make sure you can break it in half. So no big orange gray pieces on here, or big tiles that would inhibit it from breaking in half. And you see right here, breaks in half pretty easily. So yeah, I'll pause a minute, so if you pause the video if you need more time looking at them, because we're about to move on to the next one. Alright guys, the next thing you're going to do with white for all 3 ships is you're going to put a layer of plates on top of it. Now, it doesn't really matter, how big they are for Olympic and Britannic, but for Titanic it definitely does matter. Because, Titanic needs to break it in half. So, compare Olympic. As you can see, Olympic has a lot of these 6 sections in the middle, if you can see that. The Titanic, you can't have that because it needs to break apart. So right here, instead of having a 6-piece, it has a 4 and a 2. That way, if I did this right, yeah, there we go. It can break in half. So yeah, and also that's why you put the orange and the gray on the inside. That way it kind of looks cool when it breaks in half. But yeah, so it's going to be white for all the ships. Even Britannic, there's no difference. Again, you can put a green layer of tiles on here, or plates, but it doesn't really look that good. I've tried it, it didn't look good. So yeah, so after you build that, we're on to the final parts. So yeah. Alright guys, so now one of the final things you're going to do on the ships is put the top on. So this part. Now, first, I'll tell you how to place them. So you want to place them 5 studs away from either end of the ship. This just spaces out good. And yeah, so if you go by that with all your ships, you should be good. And second, you might notice that they have these things on the front of them, these little bits. Now, what this helps me figure out a couple things. First, which way the ship is facing. Whatever way they're facing is the way the ship's facing. So this is the front of the ship, this is the back of the ship. And also, if they're identical looking, even though they're not identically built, if they're identical looking, it helps me distinguish between the two. So, I have the cheese slopes on the Olympic, and the normal 1x1 tiles or 1x1 plates on the Titanic. So yeah, and again with the Titanic, you want to make sure that you're careful where you place them, so it can still break in half. As you can see, we have a zigzag pattern right here. That's where it breaks in half. So if I grab it like this, there we go. It breaks in half. So yeah. There's nothing different in the construction of the Titanic Olympic and from the Britannic. Basically all the same. So yeah, let's get on to adding the funnels. Alright, So now, for the funnels on the ships, you're going to build them this way. So for the Titanic and Olympic, since they're normal passenger ships, you're going to do one yellow at 2x2 and one black 2x2 and put them on top of each other. Or one on top of the other. So this will work for Titanic and Olympic because they're just normal passenger ships. And now for the Britannic, since it was a hospital ship, it had plain yellow funnels. So you're just going to take two yellow 2x2s and put one on top of the other. So yeah, to add them, I'll show you now. So start with the Olympic. You're going to put them 2 studs away from the absolute front of the ship, or the front of the top part. And then 2 studs away from each other. So do that now. 1, that's 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, here's the Olympic. Let's do the Titanic now. Yeah. Simple like that. 1, 2, 3, and it's over here now. 4. And now time for the Britannic. So we're going to do 1. We're going to do 2. And we're going to do 3 and 4. So yeah. Now we are done. So we have the LEGO Olympic, the LEGO Titanic, and the LEGO Britannic. And let me show you with the LEGO Titanic. Yeah, it can break in half, like the actual Titanic did. So yeah, this way of building ships, so like the red, the black, the tiles, actually, no, the plates, yeah, the plates, the bricks, and the funnels, this way of building the ships works really well for making multiple ships. If you have the pieces, you can make stuff like Carpathia, and, you know, the Mauritania, the Lusitania, the Aquitania, the list goes on and on of ships you can make using this style. Like, you can use this, you can start off with one of these as a base, and then build off of that for sizing the other ships. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you thought this was cool. Anyway, that's it. Hypergon out!